Do y'all know who the fuck No Limit wet him up? Well, NLMB wet him up. So basically, if y'all could tell by the beginning of his name, he NLMB, No Limit, you feel me? And he associated with G Herbo and shit. I believe he's from over there, but I don't know what niggas be from for real. Like, niggas could be this, and then they could be from a different block, but they grew up over it. It'd be kind of hard to explain because Lil Durk is from Lemron, but he's from Lemron. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? But all right, shout out Inside of Hot Spot and bam.
Yeah, man, this wet them up, man. You already know how you coming, man.
Prosecutors say Harris is a documented gang member with an extensive juvenile record. Harris has had 29 arrests. His crimes range from armed to unlawful firearm possession.
Police have been focusing their attention around a neighborhood fast food restaurant called Nadia's. CPD says a man walked up to the restaurant and started shooting.
Is looking at 4 counts of first degree. The 19-year-old is accused of being the trigger man in 4 homicides.
I saw a man sitting up, shot on the tree.
Police say the quadruple murders outside this.
Bro, that shit literally up the street from my granny crib, bro. On gang. If y'all ain't know, I used to live over on South Shore, 76 South Shore. It ain't really up the street, but that spot, bro, that whole little area, folk, I know all that shit, you feel me? But if y'all ain't know, like, Herb and them shit, like literally 6-7 minutes away from my crib, where my granny crib, where motherfuckers was living over there and shit. So I know all this area and shit personally from where I live at type shit. I'm from over east. Not from where Herb at though. I'm from over, like I said, I really grew up on 90th and Commercial and shit.
South Shore restaurant were a planned execution in retaliation for the of Maurice Harris's father, Jerry Jacobs, who, like his son, was a documented gang member.
Hey, yo, squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. When it comes to gremlins, there's some that talk about it, and then there's others like NLMB Lil Wet that be about it. His name has been stamped in the history books of Chicago after he allegedly got get back within less than 24 hours of them crossing out his OG. From multiple arrests to beating 4 bodies to now back under the thumb.
His ass slid within 24 hours. Man, who else did something? I think JD Young and Peoples did the same shit. They said they ass slid fast as hell.
But the feds, is this the end of one of NLMB's biggest steppers? We're going to find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. NLMB, known as the No Limit Muskegon Boys, now represent their code Never Leave My Brothers. They have been one of the most popular sets in Chicago alongside others like FBG and OTF. Their notoriety on this big a scale can be credited to 2 of their rappers that made it big, G Herbo and Lil Bibby. And one nailed it in the rap game, and the other co-founding Grade A Productions, a record label with his brother G Money, which signed the legendary late Juice WRLD. While NLMB is popping on.
I ain't gonna cap. Lil Bibby ass is rich as hell just off of him signing motherfucking Juice WRLD. Just off of him discovering him and doing, he rich as hell just off of that. He really don't got to do shit with Juice WRLD catalog.
On the music front, they got a ruthless reputation as well in the streets. And one member that's become something of a legend goes by the name of NLMB Wet 'em Up, aka Lil Wet. He got the name from his pops, who was Big Wet in the streets. So Lil Wet took on the torch and ran with it, doing the best he could to hold it down for his set.
First thing I'm gonna ask you is like, where you get your name from? Shit, I got my name shit from a legend shit, my daddy shit. Came up under him.
Oh, they call him Wet too?
Yep, same, yep.
For sure.
The environment influenced who he became, and growing up in the trenches, Lil Wet followed the path of so many youngins getting caught in the cycle. But he wasn't prepared for all the pain and bloodshed that would come.
So, when you got into the streets, do you feel like you was prepared for it?
Hell nah, I wasn't.
Man, what the fuck? That's like, bro, anybody who really hopping in the streets will tell you, bro, that yes, it's no way for you to not be from the streets, or not be in the streets and be prepared for what comes with the streets. Because there's a lot of shit that come on with the streets that you just ain't gonna know. Arrest, robbery, shit, getting killed. And I'm just talking about this shit just come with trapping. Adding motherfucking gang banging onto that shit plus trapping. Bam, even more shit. It's so many different things. You're not gonna know. You gonna know how to be in the streets just because that's your environment. But when you actually in the streets, you gonna learn like, okay, now this what it means to really be in the streets versus, oh, I know what the fuck going on in the streets because this is my environment and shit. So if anyone tell you they was prepared to be in the streets, bro, they ass lied to you. They probably knew how to move in the streets, but they wasn't prepared till they actually go through the shit in the streets. You move differently after you be inside those type of situations compared to you just thinking about those situations and knowing other people in those situations.
Ain't nobody gonna be prepared for the streets because the streets ain't fair.
You feel like if you grew up in a different neighborhood, you probably would never even live that type of life.
Yeah, it's gonna always be the environment you in.
He has seen his homies knocked off right in front of him and has been shot on multiple occasions. Once in the hip and another time he is seen with a hole in his hand on live as he applied bandages over the wound.
I talk to God. Oh, shit. Bitch, you laughing. God don't even be calling on y'all, be calling for his ass on him.
Yeah. I believe you had got shot with one of your friends that passed away or something like that?
Oh, yeah, I got shit, yeah. Yeah, my homie Lil Rock.
So what exactly did you get hit at?
I got hit on my hip.
Was that your first time getting shot?
No.
Lil Wet will rack up a rap sheet that would paint him as a youngin' that was really about it and had no care for the law. According to reports, cops arrested Bro Young. From then, he was arrested 29 times for everything ranging from armed burglary to firearm possession. Lil Wet was really out.
Lil Wet is a certified crash out for sure. 29 times. I don't even think folks is motherfucking 29 years old. That shit crazy.
Out here standing on business for NLMB, allegedly.
Prosecutors say Harris is a documented gang member with an extensive juvenile record.
As we've seen too many times before here in Chicago, he's no stranger to CPD.
Harris has had 29 arrests. His crimes range from armed to unlawful firearm possession.
Crazy thing is, it's reported that his pops, who cops also labeled as a gang member, was arrested dang near 47 times. So it seemed like Lil Wet was...
Oh, yeah, so it was in his DNA. It was in his DNA. Like, you feel, like my family folk, they ass up in there for bodies and shit. They ass didn't do the shit, but they up in that bitch for bodies and shit. And it's like, shit, so I know what it's like to be in your blood, but that's why I fight so hard not to be around that shit. And my mama didn't even want me to be around my dad's side of the family until she said I was able to have my own mind because she didn't want me to become what the fuck my father and them side is. You know, I mean, it worked to a certain extent.
Really carrying on that family legacy in the streets, for real.
Police say Maurice Harris's father, Jerry Jacobs, was a documented gang member who was arrested 47 times in the past.
Sadly, his pops would lose his life to the streets that made him. Reports state that on March 29th, 2017, 37-year-old Jerry Jacobs, aka Big Wet, was walking on the sidewalk at 11:13 p.m. in the 7900 block of South Phillips when four males got out of a dark-colored vehicle and shot at him. Jacob suffered a gunshot wound to the right side of his body and took himself to South Shore Hospital. With his life draining minute by minute, he was later transferred to Stronger Hospital. Unfortunately, no matter...
He said Stronger. It's Stroger's. Stroger Hospital, not Stronger. But yeah, if you're not from there, you might pronounce it, but it's Stroger's.
How much they tried to save his life, his wound was too great, and he was pronounced deceased at 3:40 a.m. Lil Wet would get word of the news, and in that moment, he had two choices: mourn his pops and move on to a different path, leaving the streets behind, or spin the block and have get back to the man that his life was patterned after. Well, what happened less than 24 hours later is alleged to have been his decision.
I ain't gonna count to you, but his crash out is low-key justifiable. Like, bro, you just killed my pops, gang. I feel that crash out would be justifiable, though. Even though it wouldn't be the smartest thing to do, but I understand.
Family members were left in tears as the chaotic scene played out. According to reports, a shooter entered Nadia Fish and Chicken at 75th and Coles around 4 p.m. and opened fire before escaping on foot. Police found two men, 28-year-old Emmanuel Stokes and 32-year-old Edwin Davis, hit inside from gunshot wounds, and two brothers, 20-year-old Dylan Jackson and 19-year-old Raheem Jackson, hit outside, also from gunshot wounds from the attack.
Police have been focusing their attention around a neighborhood.
And look, I don't like shit like that with the big ass glasses and shit at the stores, because you see motherfuckers will damn near know you up in that bitch before you know that they even know you up in that bitch. You feel me? So that's why I hate going to barbershops, anything like that. You feel me? I hate being in those type of stores, and I try not to, just because if a motherfucker shooting, and then you don't really get no protection if a motherfucker gets you shooting too. So it's like, I don't try to be up in them bitches. If I am, I'm in and out.
Neighborhood fast food restaurant called Nadia's. CPD says a man walked up to the restaurant and started shooting. Two people were shot inside the restaurant and one was found outside. Again, police originally were investigating this as 3 people shot, but then police roped off a new scene where another body was found in a nearby backyard.
Their grandmother would speak to reporters breaking down what happened.
The church's chicken up there. Now here 2 at one time. 2 at one time. They tried Jackson's grandkids.
I ain't gonna cap shit. This made me want to go get some Church's chicken or some shit, man. Church's chicken. That greasy ass chicken. Last time I got some Church's chicken, man, I got that shit with my grandma, because my grandma love that greasy ass shit. She don't like that shit no more though. But shit, I ate that shit, got sick as hell, gang. All that fucking grease and shit. But something about having a greasy ass piece of fried chicken from Church's chicken just do something to you. Just make you feel your true inner niggeroid. Gang.
God, they got 2 bodies inside the restaurant of somebody else's kids, I imagine. They said it's 2 boys inside the restaurant. So if they got 2 bodies inside and 2 outside, they just a whole bunch of stuff today. Just a whole bunch of them. 4 of them now.
Dylan and Raheem lived around the corner?
Yes.
But you don't know who these 2 victims inside the restaurant?
No. I just know my baby, one there and one down the street.
So it's 2 separate encounters?
No, that's the way they ran.
According to reports, Dylan and Raheem were visiting their mother, who worked at the restaurant when the gunfire broke out. Both tried to flee, but were also fatally shot in nearby parking lots. It didn't take long for the trail to lead police right to Lil Wet, who was pointed out by several eyewitnesses at the scene, saying he was the shooter.
Damn, he ain't masked up. These niggas don't be giving a fuck. I be like, man, if I decide to do some shit like that, I'm masking up, wearing gloves. Boy, I'm doing this shit the old-fashioned, burglary, masked up, whatever the fuck you supposed to look. They ass tweaking no mask. For sure.
3 witnesses to this quadruple murder identified Maurice Harris as the
Now arrested, Maurice Harris, a.k.a. Lil Wet, was in for hell. News of the hits was sweeping news stations, and his image was painted as some gangster with no sense involved in gangs. Worse yet, they plastered his criminal history and the criminal history of his pops, who was also murked less than 24 hours before, making the alleged connection that he retaliated for the hit on his pops. It wasn't looking good for bro at all.
Marion and police say the 2 cases are related and both are tied to gang conflicts. Tonight, one man is in custody, 19-year-old Maurice Harris, and investigators say he is not cooperating with them. Police say the quadruple outside this South Shore restaurant were a planned execution in retaliation for of Maurice Harris's father, Jerry Jacobs, who, like his son, was a documented gang member.
They have said that they believe Harris is.
When this shit happened, I literally told my grandma, I used this as an example, not this video, but like what happened of why she need to leave from over there. I'm like, these little niggas don't give a fuck. They blowing shit down. You on the way, grandma? They most definitely popping your ass too. My grandma gonna say, oh, I got a brick, I got a knife. These niggas got switches, Gertie. What is you talking about? You just need to leave the hood. It's not for you. It's not the same hood that you used to be in. These motherfuckers don't respect old motherfuckers or nothing, grandma. Trying to tell you, gang. You right here by Rainbow Beach. These motherfucking young motherfuckers in this bitch all day tweaking. In the summer.
Responsible for are gang-related.
19-year-old Harris is now charged with 4 counts of first-degree.
3 witnesses to this quadruple murder identified Maurice Harris as.
Prosecutors say Harris is a documented gang member with an extensive juvenile record.
As we've seen too many times before here in Chicago, he's no stranger to CPD.
Lil Wet was in the slammer without bail in the court, and to him, it was like everything just went black.
No Limit Lil Wet charged with like quadruple and all type of shit. Like, how was that knowing like that? Even though you just lost your father, like you fight for your life at the same time. Like, how do you have time to like mourn type shit?
Shit, it's like shit. All that shit after it, like everything just went dark. Like it's hard to explain. Like everything just went dark.
Losing your pops, then days later, now you behind bars. That had to be a weight on bro mind, realizing that he was facing life, and then his father lost his life. Whether he saw the light of day or passed away in a cell depended on this case right here.
When you heard the charges and shit, like, what type of time was you facing?
I was facing shit like hell, life. I was nothing else. Hell.
Even with that, bro was still thugging behind bars and giving hell. Lil Wet would hold strong, fighting the case for approximately 3 years before a miracle happened. Lil Wet was woken up from his cell and rushed into an emergency online court meeting where he was told the good news. The case was dismissed and all charges were dropped.
In front of my doing shit. They like, man, you got emergency court. So I'm like, I got emergency court. Yes, you got emergency court. I'm like, what the f? Man, can I get in the shower? They nah, you can get in the shower. Like, damn, can I brush my teeth? They like, yeah, go brush your teeth. Woo. So they pull me out the cell. They can take me downstairs. I see all the directors, everybody, and they take me straight to court. They take me straight to court.
I don't think people know the full extent of what bro was facing and how big.
His ass got blessed for shit show. That was lucky as hell. But that's how the system go. It's either you'll get blessed or they'll fuck you over. Like, it could go either way, or you could get justice sometimes. But I ain't gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. Like, on some real ass shit, bro. Most niggas that get arrested, bro, they ass committed that shit. Like, when I got locked up, they tried to charge me with some felony shit just over a gun. But that shit ended up getting dropped down because it's like, bro, y'all ass tweaking, bro. Y'all didn't have no reason to pull us over. None of that shit, bro. Like, I'm not supposed to be in jail right now, gang. But it's like, certain shit like that, bro, it's either you're going to get blessed or lucky, you feel me? Because lots of the time, niggas supposed to damn near be locked up. They get caught with some shit. You damn, I know I'm supposed to be locked up, but I'm going to beat this shit, gang. They ass goofy as hell.
Big a miracle that was. According to reports, it wasn't just 4 hit charges Lil Wet was facing, but more than 24 counts, attempted hit and aggravated discharge of a firearm. Apparently, the case was dropped due to unreliable witness accounts.
Charges against the man accused of shooting 4 people inside a Chicago restaurant back in 2017 are now dropped. According to prosecutors, the request to drop the case happened because of unreliable witness accounts. 22-year-old Maurice Harris was facing more than 24 counts.
Yeah, that shit crazy. His life was literally based in the hands of the witnesses. And the witnesses didn't fall through, so that saved his ass.
One of his attorneys tells the Chicago Sun-Times he expects Harris to be released from jail, quote, relatively soon. Katie Johnston for CBS 2 Chicago.
His mom's also gave an alibi for Lil Wet. She had the phone records to prove she was talking to her son at the time of the shooting. She said that her son could not have been near the restaurant because he was at the coroner's office identifying his father, Jerry Jacobs.
On phone him. Tell him the truth. Okay.
Maurice Harris's mother denies her son could have been involved. She says she was on the phone with him at the time of the
Bro got the second chance of a lifetime, and it was now up to him to put it to good use. It was all smiles and laughter being released from jail in 2020. And for a while, it looked like Lil Wet was doing just that, From behind bars, people were telling him he had to come out and get his rap on and stay out of all the BS. So when he got out, he picked up the mic and started doing his thing.
So like, when you was locked up, was it people telling you like when you get out rap this and that?
Oh yeah, when I was here, hell yeah, some people they'd tell me like, shit, boy, if you don't get out rapping, boy, you stupid little motherfucker. Boy, stop telling me that dumbass shit. You think I don't know it?
He was making moves with his homie G Herbo and pushing music of his own, leveling up. And
it definitely hit different. It's like, nigga, boy, your peoples and shit, rich as hell, out the hood, just off of they raps. Your ass slow as hell, bro. You almost lost your life to this system, nigga. You got God on your head, nigga. You better not use this shit, bro, wrongly, nigga. And you got all the opportunities, all the connections to make that shit happen, bro. You being in the hood is dumb as hell, gang. You doing this shit is dumb as hell, gang. Like you niggas gotta learn how to use their opportunities and connections and shit. But niggas be having lots of, you feel me, pride and shit. Like, man, I ain't trying to, you feel me, ask this nigga for this, ask him for that. I'd rather just get it off the streets instead of ask some nigga to help me. And that's how niggas really be thinking.
In the rap game and building connections with stars like Chief Keef, 21 Savage, Wallow, and Gilly.
For real, let me tell you some nigga survivor's remorse right here with no winning wet them up. You hear me? Yeah, the name speaks for itself. Quadruple, man.
The boy was doing it. He started going under the name Drench while continuing to drop music, and it seemed like Lil.
Damn, this shit got to whoop, 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 whoop. I'm instantly, boy, this shit got to tweaking. I don't like that tweak shit. I don't like that tweaker shit. That shit can't be doing that shit with the videos. Oh shit, it's back on track.
Lil Wet was on the right path. That was until he wasn't. The feds weren't having it and pulled up on bro, putting him right back in the slammer. According to reports that surfaced through court documents on January 19th, 2024, during a federal search warrant on the residence located at 720 West 47th Street, apartment 4D in Chicago, law enforcement observed Maurice Harris, aka NLMB Lil Wet, temporarily leaned out of a window of 47th Avenue Street with a firearm in his hand and then threw the same firearm onto the roof of the 47th Street apartment. The gun recovered from the roof was a Glock pistol with a fully automatic switch loaded with 17 rounds. According to a 10-page criminal complaint, which included a photo of the alleged weapon sitting on top of a pile of snow, the switchy isn't something that the feds play with, and it's almost
that shit gonna stand out way more. Like if it was motherfucking like grassy and shit, he could do that shit in like a little grassy area and shit, and that shit would have been way harder for them to find. But throwing a pipe in the snow, yeah, that's easy for them to spot that shit.
almost guaranteed prison time if caught. They allegedly saw bro toss on the roof and also recovered the strap, so it's going to be a tough one for Lil Wet to beat. Reports state that the reason for the raid is uncertain as the warrant remains sealed, but the raid was conducted as Lil Wet returned from doing a show in Detroit and was staying with a girlfriend. So it seems like they were all on his trail and just waiting for the right moment to strike. With the charge of possessing a machine gun carrying a sentence up to 10 years in prison, you know the feds are going to try to get the max since they probably fell away about the 4 bodies from before. The prosecution was throwing everything to try to get Lil Wet kept behind bars, requesting him being held without bond and playing the judge.
I'm going to keep it 100. Niggas be like saying switch this, switch that. Niggas be getting out of jail when they be getting caught with switches. Like, it's like, I know multiple niggas that got bumped with switches and they back at, they didn't snitch none of that shit. So you could get out for a switch, bro. Like I just didn't know. Like motherfuckers be like, oh, this, and it is charged, but niggas always they be getting out on that shit, bro. They don't be doing those 10 years.
Judge rap videos a Lil Wet. They argued that by flaunting his familiarity with guns and bragging about shooting people with automatic weapons, he showed his dangerousness, and it was a reality, not merely a part of his art. 2 music videos in question that were showed were Death and Murder Man, but just by the name alone, it already starts to create an image for the judge. Mix that with new names like Drench and his only acts against bro. NLMB Lil Wet beat all the odds, defied fate, and beat 4 bodies, only to now play right back into the hands of the law. This time possibly not getting out of the jam that he's in without penalties. Not even getting caught with just any strap, but a switch. You gotta think smarter, especially after getting a second chance. Things been looking like an L for Lil Wet since his arrest, but a piece of document recently surfaced online allegedly showing that they may have proof that he was released and he's back outside. But that still hasn't been confirmed because there's jail call recordings of Lil Wet talking to his homie about the rough conditions he's facing behind bars, saying they hating on him and he ain't eating 6 days.
They been on bullshit up in that bitch. I know how they do niggas, because I was only in that bitch for like 2 days. Boy, I asked me for a sandwich, some food. They didn't give me no food, but they gave a little Latin King nigga some food. Like, nigga, what? How come I can't get no food? Asked for, like, really, they was treating me bad up at the police station. The county is like, they was on bullshit, but it was like at the same time, bro, they gave me food and they gave me a motherfucking blanket. So it was better than what I had at the police station. Since I got locked up on like the weekend, I had to wait to get transported to the county. So, you know, I was at the police station for like a day. And that shit was horrible. They ass was just bogus and petty as hell.
Things are still shaking on the situation Lil Wet is now wrapped up in. And if he could even get out of that jam that quickly, it's up to time to really see what's going on with this case, whether it be that he's set free or he's still pressured by the feds. Until then, all these.
All right, y'all. I ain't gonna cap to you. Shout out Insider Hotspot, man. That was a good little video. I fucks with it. I fucks with what he got going on. I fucks with the whole little shit, man. Keep that shit up, gang. I like that video, gang. Keep it up. Fuck is you talking about? All right, don't forget, man, don't forget to watch my other motherfucking videos if you're watching this video too, gang. All right.